I apologize for the mess of this video. We're talking about a very, very important person, Maestro Edelstein. Let's just talk about how great he is, okay? He's kind, he's amazing, he's knowledgeable, he's smart, he's musical, he's great, funny professor at Penn State. I mean, like, come on, right? But don't just take it from me. Let's hear from my peers. But firstly, I'll ask them, what does music mean to you? So, what does music mean to you?
I studied classical music since I'm a kid, so it means a lot for me. It's a work for me also.
Yeah.
And sometimes I like to listen to other kinds of music to distress.
To balance it out, yeah.
Music means life. It means like our feelings or the things that we feel but don't express.
Music is like, it's a language that everyone speaks, right? It's the only language that everyone can speak, you know, it's fluent to us. It's just such an easy way to get people to feel emotions, you know, it's write a piece of music that makes you feel sad and play it for someone of a different world and a different culture and they will feel the same emotion. You know, there's something universal there that doesn't require words, it doesn't require context. And I think that that's really special, especially in a world where, you know, there's so much division between people. It's nice to have something that everyone, regardless of their belief system or regardless of anything, they can listen to a piece of music. To me, music is the purest, like, distilled form of emotion.
Now, let's hear from the man himself, Maestro Edelstein. Take it away.
It's basically my life because I've been making music since little kid, singing, playing the guitar first until I started formally piano lessons and started getting more immersed. In my house, music was always, it was always there. You know, we listened to music pretty much every day, and different types of music, not necessarily classical music. So it continues being a part of my life, and that's what my passion is, what I love to do. I continue listening to music to, of course, to study the music that I need to prepare for concerts. Yeah, I consider it totally part of my life. One of the things that was fascinating to me was when my parents took me to the first orchestra concert, to a concert hall, and I don't know, I felt it was a fascination just to listen to all the sounds who came from the orchestra and the different colors, the different instruments. I remember the first time I was quite overwhelmed, but it was a magic overwhelming. I was mesmerized to just get all that sound coming from this orchestra, and I don't know, I felt that was the music that they most spoke to me, that I felt more identified with.
Okay, now that we know what music means to them and potentially everyone else in the world, let's talk about what is the most important thing about a person.
A person?
Yeah.
That's a very hard one, but maybe, to be honest, it's one of the best qualities. Honest with yourself and people.
The conductor is important because they tell what the musicians should do and help us to play together and think the same thing about the music.
The biggest thing about a conductor is they have to know how to rehearse properly. They have to know, they have to have a good enough ear, and they have to have a clear enough vision of how they want the piece to go to be able to hear what's happening and just make changes that are actually important and not just arbitrary. I also just think there's an element of like personableness that a conductor needs to have. If the conductor is kind of, they're one of those people that just have their nose in the air and they think they're so high and mighty because they are a conductor, I think that the musicians can pick up on that.
I like people that are honest, that are loving, that are dedicated, that are passionate, that are funny, approachable, respectful, are good listeners. I mean, we are very lucky here to have the School of Music, a fantastic group of students that are very dedicated, and they are all what I mentioned above. So then that's why I'm very happy working here, and this is part of my dream come true.
The final question is, what are some praiseworthy qualities of Maestro Edelstein? For me, he's just the best. I mean, like, hands down, like, I couldn't ask for a better professor. Like I said in the beginning of this video, he's amazing, he's kind, he's lovable, he's honest, he's knowledgeable, he's musical, he's smart, and I mean, like, I could just go on and on and on, but I'll let my peers take it from here.
I think he's a very, his conducting is very live, and he really likes to make the players excited and happy playing. And I think, in my view, I think he connects well with the musicians. He gives of him, and if you give it back, usually the results are very effective. For me, it's very easy to communicate with the conductor. He tries to be also a friend of you. And yeah, one time I was like even down, and then I played an audition to him, and then he asked, I noticed that you're a little sad today. And then he talked about that, and he gave me his advices. It was very, very good, actually.
I think he's a great conductor. I think he's great for Penn State. He does a great job of getting the best out of the orchestra. I really do. He's clear to follow, and I think he rehearses well. And I think most importantly, like, he sets the bar high enough, but he still, he knows what he's given. I think he can make a group sound good. And I think another part of it is that at least in my experience with working with him, he's picked rep that makes us sound good. He has prepared us well for it. And I also think he has that personableness. He doesn't strike me as someone who's unapproachable. I can talk to him, and he's a nice guy, and I think that the students respect him for that.
I lied, that wasn't the last question, but this question's personally for Maestro. Why did you choose conducting instead of playing an instrument?
I consider conducting performance as well. That's part of it. One of the things, there were perhaps two facts or two situations, let's put it that way, that made me decide that I want to be an orchestra conductor. Number one, I always was a people's person. I was somebody that, and still now, I love to be with people, and I like people. And a friend of mine that was also a pianist convinced me to sing in a choir, to audition for a choir, and apparently I had a good enough voice that I was accepted. And the fact of making music in a choir with another, so making music with another 79 people for me was very exciting and very fulfilling. And at that point, I started working with conductors. I had this incredible opportunity to sing at the Teatro Colón in Buenos Aires. It's one of the most famous opera theaters in South America. After that performance, I looked at the conductor and said, wow, this is fascinating. Why not one day to be on the other side and have that kind of feeling of making music with so many people, and at the same time, doing what I love and perform, because it's a different way of performing. And if you do a good job conducting, so then the players will do a good job playing.
All right, thanks for watching. I just hope that, Maestro, if you're listening, I appreciate you so deeply, and you're just such a great man, and I chose you for this project because I truly think you deserve it. Like, I don't know, I've only known you for like a semester and a half. I can already feel like I can trust you, and you're very kind, and I'm so lucky to have you as my professor. So this is kind of like a 2-in-1 like project and a thank you for being who you are kind of video. And please keep doing what you're doing, and thank you. Bye.